Hey everybody, it's Gilbert Malott with Next Voice 24/7, and as I do every day, I'd like to give you just a couple more pointers, or at least a little tidbit about the post that we post. I was talking to some friends of mine just the other day. Their kids were graduating from high school. Actually, two kids were graduating from high school, and I was talking about the parents, and then I started talking to the kids, and I realized, the personal mission that I had when I started in Next Voice 24/7 was to teach people the things that I wasn't taught when I was 26 years old. That was the purpose. And then I started thinking about, as I was talking to these kids who were just graduating from high school, very excited about going off to college and starting off their new life, getting ready to go off into the workforce, I started thinking about the things that we weren't teaching in high school. And it wasn't really the big things. It was really the simple things, the things that I wish I knew when I was going off out on my own for the first time. And they were basic. There were things like how to write a check, what to open a checking account, how to manage your money, that a credit card wasn't an open well or an endless bucket. And then more complicated things like what is a 401k if you started a job? What is a 529 plan and if you started to get married, gosh forbid, at 21, 22. Things like communication, not only just communication using the proper English or phonetics, but using things like how do you communicate with the people that you work with? How do you communicate in your relationships, whether that's with your partner or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your dog? Who knows? But how do you communicate effectively so that you can get your point across and that you can also make sure that you are making sure that people are hearing what you're saying and that you're actively listening to what they're saying. And then I started thinking about the very, very basic things. When I was in high school, there was a high school down the street from me that had both the trade and an academic side to their business, to the school. And the reason they did that because there were some people who just simply were not going to go into the business world in the traditional sense. They were going to take up a trade, and that was really helpful. And we taught basic things in high school like that. I realized I can sew a button. I can hem a pair of pants. You know how I can hem that? Because they have that magic ironing tape that you can hem. Otherwise, they go to the cleaners. Now, if I had taken those things and they were teaching those things in high school, kids, because that's basically what they are, as they're going off into college, young emerging leaders, those folks need to know some basic skills. And I wish that every once in a while we were taught some basic skills. That's what Next Voice 24/7 is about, to teach you both basic and advanced skills. And what does this post about high school have to do with you, the emerging leader, the young entrepreneur? Here's what I think it has to do with you. You can learn a lot from mentoring. You can learn a lot from partnering with big brothers and big sisters. Because you can learn a lot from the person that you're working with, but you can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about the skills that you have, and you can learn a lot about the things that you don't have that you need to work on. I think that's the point of the post today. It's not just the things that we were missing in high school and the things that we probably ought to go back and teach, like they used to do in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. But there are things that we can learn from others. High school was the catalyst for the post today. But the movement forward is how do we interact with others and what can we learn from them. So I hope that you have a great Tuesday. And I hope that you listen, you learn, you share, and you repeat everything you learned today. The music that started off this post today comes from a buddy of mine named Daniel Weiss. Dan used to work for me not too long ago in New York, and now he is a budding executive for himself. Guy's roughly late 20s, early 30s. I can't remember. But he is on his way to being a little superstar, not only in his executive life, but he plays in a great band and surefire way. So I want to thank Dan for taking the lead here and starting off this music. We're going to have a great one. Talk to you tomorrow. See you.